Hello, everyone. Those who know me probably know about me also that I love the night sky and I love the stars. I love watching what's happening in the sky. And this is something that we have been neglecting, we astrologers in general. We are looking downward to the piece of paper where the natal chart is, and we hardly look upwards. And what made me think about this was the fact that you probably read a number of stupid little things on TikTok or on Facebook that there's going to be a huge alignment in the sky and this is once in a lifetime, blah, blah, blah. It's simply not true. It's quite often happening that you see most of the old planets, the ones that you can see by the naked eye, aligned in the night sky, except for the sun. Of course, when the sun is up, you don't see anything. But this made me think that maybe it is a good idea to let you know ahead of time each month or at the beginning of each month what to look for, what to see. And if you are um, happy enough and lucky enough not to live in a big city where you don't really see anything because there's nothing up on the high rises, and you are in the country, you may be able to follow this quite well because there are quite a few interesting events in the night sky that you can watch by the naked eye. You don't really need either binoculars or even a telescope. I would love to have a telescope. I have not invested yet in one, but I'm planning to. So here's the February night sky. I'm trying to hold on a second. I know that this could be uh, enlarged somehow. I apologize. I'm fumbling here. I'm not very good at um, technology. Hold on. No, 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 no. Right. This is it. Hopefully, I will see the. Um, this is what I needed to see. Okay, here. So that's the night sky actually on February the 1st. As you can see, there's going to be a crescent moon. This is how it starts. If you are able to watch it, you will see after sunset, you will see Saturn, the crescent moon, and a very bright Venus. We are going to talk about why Venus is so bright at the moment. And then Jupiter and Mars. Mars is very out of bounds. This is how it starts. And what you really can see is I haven't had time to exchange the Hungarian words here, but hopefully you can recognize these constellations. Here is Orion, the hunter. Above Orion, you have celestial bull, Bika in Hungarian, and actually Jupiter will be above Aldebaran, all in the middle of February, it will be exactly above it. But all February, you will see Jupiter in the stars of the constellation Taurus. And here's Gemini, and Mars is just below Pollux in the middle of February. And here's Orion, the celestial hunter. Betelgeuse is one of the brightest stars. It's a beautiful reddish star, and it actually is one of the most beneficial of stars. It brings you luck and success, which is unlimited. And the belt stars, which are probably almost all of them, especially Mintaka, but I think all of them are on the celestial equator. And if you are lucky enough and you are at a place where there's no light pollution, you might be able to see Orion Nebula, which is conveniently called his sword. And we know that swords are phallic symbols, so yeah. And then Rigel, which is the beta star, is also very bright and beautiful. Actually, the main stars of Orion could be seen even in big cities. So that's what you can actually observe until March. And actually, if you take a look at the myth, it's really fascinating because according to the myth, Orion wanted to kill all the animals in the forest, and of course, Artemis, the lady of the moon and the forest, didn't allow this. So Gaia, Mother Earth, opened up and allowed a huge scorpion to come out and swallow the hunter. And that's exactly what's happening in the sky. You will be able to see Orion until early April, middle April, something like that. And then it disappears and Scorpion is coming up. The celestial Scorpio is coming up on the eastern horizon. And on February the 1st, we are going to have a Venus-Neptune conjunction. I have a video on this, and I'm talking about the different types of love, because Venus is just carnal love, and Neptune is the higher octave of Venus, universal love, unconditional love. But there are many other types of love. So this gives me occasion to talk about this. And what's interesting is that, of course, the North Node is also there. That's very rare. A third, a triple conjunction is quite rare. But then the moon will cross over them during the night. So this is right after sunset, about an hour after sunset, and here's the moon after about 4 hours, around midnight. It's going to cross over the Venus, Neptune, and North Node. I didn't put here Neptune because you won't be able to see it by the naked eye, and Venus is still very bright. You'll be able to understand why. Okay, why am I not? Okay, I'm always including the planetarium pictures. So if you do have a telescope, this is what you're going to see. The moon is on the ecliptic, Neptune is a little bit below it, and Venus is a little bit above it. And Mars cannot be seen here, but it's quite out of bounds. On February the 7th, we'll have Mars, Saturn trine, and the moon, Saturn square. And although you won't be able to actually discern it by the naked eye, but it's quite interesting to see something on paper and then look up and try to find it up in the sky. So you might really kind of assess how this is really working, how the Chaldean astronomer priests worked 6,000 years ago. So there's going to be these two squares. So you just watch for it. In this time, it's either a first quarter, late first quarter, or gibbous moon, kind of in between. And then this is what you will see. Here you can actually, this is on the 7th, here you can actually see that Mars is really out of bounds, around 25 degrees from the celestial equator, but the moon is even up to the north. It's 28 degrees from the celestial equator to the north. On February the 12th, we are going to have a Leo full moon, which is going to be at a little bit before 2 a.m. London time. And of course, this is a picture of it that you won't be able to see because the sun will be still up. But as the sun goes down, again, you will see the moon and Venus and Jupiter. As the sun goes down, the moon will come up. And since it's a full moon, it will be very bright, a very bright night. And during a bright night, you won't be able to see the stars so brightly. But hey, I love full moons. I hope you do too. This is a really small price to pay. And there are two so-called special aspects, or well, it's both of them are they are included in the so-called quintile series, which denote ingenuousness. There's going to be a Jupiter Sun tridecile and a Mars Sun biquintile. Tridecile describes special abilities and capacities that are coming out when you are during altered states of consciousness, either induced by some substance or just by meditation or imagination. And biquintile is usually ingeniousness that you gather within one incarnation cycle, which could be many decades, decades, centuries, even millennia, and or many lives. We never know how many. Okay, and here's the full moon actually coming up on the horizon. You see that it's no longer out of bounds. It's about at 15 degrees, and Mars is still out of bounds. It's about 25 degrees from the celestial equator. And here's on February 16th, we will see Venus at its brightest. Now, if for any reason there's an overcast sky on the 16th, don't fret, because actually from now on, when I post this video, and you are able to just go out and see Venus in the eastern horizon, you will see that it's really exceptionally bright. But on the 16th, it's going to be minus 4.6 magnitude. And the reason is because as the sun goes down, it's simply the altitude gives it a really full exposure to the sun's rays. And as you can see, the Sun Mercury conjunction, after the Sun Mercury conjunction, Mercury overtook the Sun. So from the middle of February, you will see it in the evening sky, except for the problem is that it's still very, very close to the Sun, so you won't actually be able to see it after sunset. And Saturn is in the process of disappearing from the sky, again, because it's getting too close to the Sun. And so soon we will only have Venus, Jupiter, and Mars, and then Venus is also going to disappear. And this is what you have on the planetarium. On February 24th, there's going to be a couple of aspects, which again, you might be able to actually go there and see it by yourself if you have enough energy. First of all, you never see an opposition. And by definition, an opposition is either, well, a full moon is an opposition. So the moment the sun goes down and the moon comes up, that's an opposition. And the rest is the same. So if you see one, you won't be able to see the other. So actually, the Mars Moon opposition, you can't observe it by the naked eye, but you could a sextile or a trine. And as you can see, Mercury reached Saturn, so there's going to be a Mercury-Saturn conjunction, which Mars is trining. And then there's a Venus-Jupiter sextile as well. And this is what you actually could observe. By the 24th of February, you might be able to see Mercury as well, right after sunset. Let's hope we do. But soon, Saturn will definitely disappear. Mercury might be stronger, getting stronger. Again, this is it. As you can see, Mercury is slightly above Saturn. Saturn maybe -7 or 8 degrees, and Mercury -6 or 5. So, and the minus means that they are on the southern hemisphere. And again, Jupiter is still very out of bounds. And then on February 28th, we are going to have a Pisces new moon. Again, you never see new moons in the sky because, of course, when the sun and the moon are conjunct, it means that you won't be able to see them. But Mercury will be a lot more visible than just the week before, and Saturn is slowly disappearing. Venus is still bright and up there, and so is Mars, and so are Mars and Jupiter. And again, here's the night sky in the planetarium. Okay, so that was it. Let me know if you enjoyed this. Let me know if it helps you, because I enjoyed putting it together. And this is really visual astrology as it used to be 6,000 years ago, because originally the Chaldean priests produced both astronomy, mathematics, and astrology. They were intertwined. And I'm not saying that we should intertwine them now. Of course, mathematics is a very, very rational science, but we could actually combine astronomy and astrology if you are willing to do that. It's always fun to watch the night sky. Thank you for listening and watching. Bye-bye.